Hey and welcome. In this section we will build zoo app that display for you list of the not killer animal in the zoo, the picture of the animal, name and some descriptions, and list of the killer animals in the zoo. So think about you are doing application for the zoo. The idea behind this application, we will learn how to use TableView. So we'll go about TableView, we'll learn how to display a list of the element in TableView, how to make nice design, how to delete element from the zoo, and how to delete element from TableView, and how to add element in the TableView. So just this section, in this section we will learn how to use TableView. So are we done? And let me start. Hey again. Let's get started step by step to build our zoo app. So I will look at new project, name it zoo app, and I will click next to save it in my iOS place. So bam, here you go. So first of all, I want to create a zoo app, so I have to have some images. So to get the image, I just click here on assets, then I go to my phone, look for assets or my computer, then I go to something, name it zoo app, some folder. So see, I have list of images here. I will use them. If you look, I have for every image 3 sizes. I have Babon for 100 by 100, Babon 200 by 200 by adding 2x after the name and resize the image to 200. This one Babon 300 by 300 by resize the image and add 3x. So for everyone I have 3 size. So just I want to support different devices, so just take them, Control I, and drop them in. If you see here, I have for everyone, I have 3 size. For every picture, I have a 3 size, which is amazing, and that's what I want to have in this application. So the assets, I have them now. So to show these animals, I need to have a list of them. So to do a list, I took for something named TableView. If you see, I have something here named TableView. That means I want to display them in table. When you talk about something named TableView, that means your element will display a number of rows. What I mean by number of rows, let me show you what I mean exactly by that. So I mean, like, when you insert something table, that means you have first element will display in this way, second, third, fourth, and he will continue list them to the end, one by another. So this is the idea of TableView, list element one under another. So because one under another, I need to have a cell, and this cell will repeat it in different places. Just drag and drop cell, and you could just change it in any way you want. So this cell should be repeated, like when you follow the data, then you follow it again and display, then you follow it again and display, then you follow it again and display, and continue. You could add multi cells with different things. We will talk about different cells later on. So what do you think I need to have here for every animal? Okay, you know that I have to have image view to display the image of the animal. So let me just take this image and add it here, and for testing purpose I will just add any image from here. So here at the inspector, I select any image, for example Babon, whatever, any image. It's just for testing purpose. So this is the picture for the animal. What more I need to have? I need to have for sure the name of the animal. So I will add name or label to show the name of the animal. So just drag it and drop it here, and bam, this should show the name of the animal. Because name need to be bold, this is some designing things. So yes, in this way. What more I need to have? I need to have text field. That means some description about this animal. So take this text field, the long text field, not that one, the second one, and drag it and drop it here, and bam, you're done. So what I want to show you in this application, I want to show the people the picture for the animal, some name of it, description. So and this one will be repeated, continue for every animal. Like in any way, like let me suppose like you have some animal, this one should be whatever you name it, Babon, some description about the Babon, where he living, and more things about it. So this is the basic thing that I would start up with my application. So it is good to start now, and let me continue for these things. So because my application needs some pins, so first of all select the table view, pin it from all the side by 0 0 0, because I need to make it full the screen. Bam, done. Second thing, if you see, I want this to display in different way, like looking back to this one, I want it to display in different color. I don't want it to touch the edge of the page. So to do that, the better way is just selecting the content view, change it to any color that you would like. I would also prefer using this color, which is I think D4, D3, D3, which is gray, and I select this as a background for the content view. In the table view, I could also select same background, and this is just for designing things. And in the table view, sell that, and in the table view, I will do same background. So then now I want these to display in different color, so I need to have a view. And looking back for a view here, and I just say, hey, I want all these to display inside a view, which is this view. Okay, so some designing things to make it nicer and appear in different way. People know what I want to do. So again, this is my view. I want to make sure it is selected correctly. So this is my Bob1 image. So I'll just select it from there if you wasn't able to reach it in that way. And these labeled, just reduce the size. This one also text field, reduce the size. Now this view is in the front, so make it pass it to the back. So this one you have to move it to the back. So how we do, let me just select these images and try to move that one to the back. So the second, this is 3 of them, and this one need to be to the in front of these, so just take it and move it up. So now here you go. So now I have, he give you image and he give you this thing, but if you did you see I left something empty around, which is make it nicer. Okay, continue working with this layout. So I just pin it from all the side only. So now I need to pin this object. So first of all, this table, this view, which is it has to have all these. Why he have only these two? So just copy these both and add them inside it. Okay, so 3 of them are inside it. Bum. I don't know why the design actually doing this, but we'll fix it second. I just move the 3 of them inside the Bob1. So what I did, added a view. Okay, I moved it up, then I moved this 3 inside that one, inside the view. So to be a child for that view, 3 of them. Okay, if you didn't see that, think about they are 4. There was the 4 both here and this way, and this one was here. So what we did, we just moved this one in the top. We took 3 this element, we moved them inside it, then bam, then you try to arrange these elements. So this first one, like you want it to be here, and this second one as a label, you want it to be on the top, whatever place that you want. I just want to attach it, and this one you want to see it here, and this one you want to see it here. It is up to you, like in the way, but just adding the view will be better to manage. So now, okay, I have this cell, which is this view. I need to add some pin. Okay, add the pin from all the sides with, let me give it 8 from all the sides, which make it like equal. So I added for this view 8 from all the sides. So this one now inside this object. Okay, I could click here and say this one, click, I want to pin this one from this side, from app, from all the things. So first of all, make it fixed width and fixed height. That means I need it to be have same width, same height. If you see it 120 is better, or 150 is better, make it like square if you want, which is better, like, because our picture is square. So let me make it 110 by 110, like fixed size. And I want to pin it from this side and from the top, from the down if I want to. So from the 3 sides. So yes, if you see like 110, I just pin it from all the sides, from here. Now these need to be little bit have spacing, and this one needs little bit have spacing. Okay, which is good. Now what about this one? This one also, I will pin it from this one with the Bob1, and with that end I will pin it also, and I will pin it from the top. That's cool. And what about this one? This one I have just to take it Control Shift App, then padding leading, both, add constraint, and make sure, okay, this object also to be pinned from the top of the one, and make sure it have like fixed height that never change. The height will be in same one. I don't care about width, but I care about height to be in the same one. So boom, I think I'm done. So yes, sound to me now everything designed well. If you have any design issue, we'll fix it later on. Now I have the cell in this way. What do you think I need to have? I need to have a UI manage this cell only. UI what? Manage this cell only. I have this view controller manage the complete view controller. Complete this one. But I need also another one to manage only this cell. So how to do that? Okay, click on here, add file, plus add file, and you could say next. You look for something, name it UI table view cell, which is this one. If you didn't get it, UI table view cell. Look for something cell in this one. Then I name it any name. Same table view cell animal. Okay, like we talk about animal, single animal. Then bam, add it. This is first step. The second step after you add it, you just go here. Where is my cell? This is my cell. This is the complete cell. You go here to this part, which is this one. It is named Chow Identification Inspector. Click here. Select that file. So now this cell. So again, now what I said, hey, this cell is connected with this file, and the complete view controller, which is all the view controller, is connected to that file. Now to manage this cell or connect the element of this cell, I cannot connect them with this one. Will not work. I have to connect them with this one, the TV control, because I said, hey, this cell is connected with that one. So to connect them, okay, just click here and remove this part. Bam bam. This part also remove it. I don't algorithm them. So yes, now I have this. So select the file that you have it. So manual, zoo app, then from zoo app TV animal, TV control animal. So what you need, first of all, I need the Bob1 image. Okay, I name it AV AV animal image. Okay, the image for the animal, and connect as a UI controller. What about this one? I name it AV animal name. Okay, not AV, should be LA label, and this one should be also label LA animal description, like talking about the description. So these three elements I have to have them about the animal. That's good, they are connected now. Now I just connect them. I have everything already connected. Now let you go back. How I could set this element. Okay, going back here, you say, okay, I have these three. I need to set them. Let me just define function here, and I name this function set animal. It gets single element, which is the animal. Now, first of all, how I get the animal? Animal, I have to define a class for him. So every animal, like whenever you have any object here, this object have to be represented as a class. So because this is animal, have to have name, image, description. These three things have to be set here. So just create a new file, and this file now will be type of NS object. Okay, and name it animal. Okay, and bam, create the object, and that is. So what this animal have as a class? To have three things. First of all, it have the name of the animal. So let me just remove this NS object. I say, okay, I have three properties. First variable will be the name of the animal. I supposed to be string. It have the description for the animal. Also supposed to be string, and it have also the image for the animal. Well, I suppose also to be a string, because I have it as a path for name only, because I'm just getting the name of this animal. So to load this, so I just suppose as string. Now initialize. I need to initialize three things. I need to initialize this one. I need to initialize this one, which is the description. and you also to initialize the image. So 3 this information should be passed. So now self dot animal equal animal, self dot description equal description, and self dot image equal image. Bam bam bam. I just set the animal. So now I have object animal. So did you see the steps? First of all, we just design the layout. After that, we design the this file or this cell. After we design the cell, we said, okay, this cell as we have it, as I designed it, should be connected as this cell as an animal, or this cell should be connected with this TV controller or TV cell animal. Then we say, okay, these should be represented as an object. This is steps you have to do. You have to do whenever you do the animal. So now I have this class as an object. I could use it here. I say, hey, I'm getting an animal, which is instance of this class of animals. So now I could set. Okay, the process of set is really easy and straightforward. How to set it? Okay, I have animal. So if I say self dot li name, should have it in the animal, because we said object animal have a name. So name, saying self dot what li description dot text should be equal whatever I have in animal dot text. Don't forget dot description. Don't forget this one should be dot text, so you don't have any problem. Then what's the third object? The third object is the image of the image of the animal. So how I could access to the image of the animal? You know that I have already the image should be coming as a loaded image. I just take that image and display it here. So I say, okay, self dot li or av image, okay, dot image equal ui image. Then you give it name of it, I think the name, and you give it whatever name you have in the animal dot name, sorry, in the animal dot image, and hopefully this one will work to get the animal image and display it here. So the process is really easy and straightforward to set all these three elements. You don't have to do a lot of work, just bump UI image and name, give it the name, and you're done. So did you see the process, how easy it? So name is not name, is name it, not name, sorry, name it. So this is this method. What we'll do, he give him a string name as an image, and he change it to the image, normal image, because this method will be able to all these should be notes. So okay, this method you give it the image name, which should be string. So he will, now you want to read image from the assets, he will take this image according to the name that you send it to him, and he convert it to the image and display it in this image view. So now let me remember final things. The first step on the design UI controller. First of all, we just build the table view, then we add a cell inside it. Then we say, hey, this cell should connect it with a specific cell things. Then we build our object as an animal, as a cell object. Then we say, hey, we send that object here in this function will receive this object, and it will set everything. So let me go to the next video and try to implement the code again. Let me start implement the code to show list of animals in the table view. So to get started, you know I have a class named animal, and I have list of the animals in the asset. So just create array list of the animals. So I say, okay, let me have variable, name it list of animals. Okay, should be array of animals, and this is array. So because this is array, so you could follow it, say, okay, dot in the loop append, you just append them with a list of the animals. So I say animal, so then open a bracket, the animal take number of parameters, so name, whatever, all these things. If he doesn't show you that parameter, make sure to go to the animal, click save, then go back, so you will be able to load. So what's the name of the first animal? Okay, first animal, the name of it, I suppose the this one, the baboon, and some description about this. You say, okay, baboon lives in whatever place that you would like. Okay, baboon lives here. And what's the image of baboon? You know the name of it. If you go here in the assets, the name of the Bob1 image name, let's name it Bob1 alone. So just copy that name and go back, and here, bam, give it that name. I will do the same process for all other images, then I will be back in seconds. Okay, I took some time to fill all these elements with different animals, like this one, panda. Here we go. I took some time to fill all these elements with data, like second, but this one and panda and all these elements that I have them, zebra and whatever I have here, I fill all these elements with them. So now it's solid for me. Everything is filled and I have all the elements in the list. So to display the list, I have to connect with the table view. Now the table view is not connected with the code. If you see, this is my table view. So to connect with the table view, I just have to click here on the code, make sure go here in the app, make sure go to the view controller, then I have the table view, which is this one, and say okay, this table view should connect it with this application. So name it table view list animals. Okay, bam, here you go. So table view list animals. Okay, so first of all, make sure to connect it. Now wait a second, this is the important part that we have to learn it here. Now I have the table view and I want to show in this table view, I want to show the data or these data. So to connect to the table view is different object. It doesn't connect it with the code. It doesn't have even to full or whatever without passing that even to another thing. So here we will learn about something named delegate and data source. You say, okay, table view have some data need to be loaded, and you want to listen on some event of the table view. And because the table view doesn't have that events related to it, you have to pass this event to another one. So I say, okay, in the view controller, hey, please, I want you to implement this protocol. So UI table view del UI table view delegate and UI table view data source. Okay, so what we said here, we said okay, there is some events available in the UI table view as delegate. I want this control listen to it. So now to make it like completely pass it to this view control to start listen to it, you have to say okay, this table view here dot delegate equal self. Then you say your table view list dot data source equal self. So these two steps you have to do it. So first step, what you did when you want to work with a table view in the code, you say okay, because I'm in table view, I want to follow the data, I want to listen to the event of the table view, let me implement these two protocol, and which is delegate and data source. Then you say okay, the table view as delegate this application, this controller, the table view to data source will be this controller. So now it's really easy to implement the events here for the table view. So for example, how many sections I need to have? Just number of section, return 1. So because I need to have one section have all the animal for first start. See, now because I added these two things, this event with fire, he will affect on what? He will affect on the table view, because table view is listening to this event. Okay, then second one, number of row in the section. So 3 methods you have to implement. First of all, how many sections do we have? Second one, how many elements we have in every section? Because we have only one section, so the number of element will return the list of the animals that I have it. So this animals dot size, okay, or count. This is the second part of the story. So 2 part done. Define how many section you have. 1 section. We will go to section, don't worry. Then how many elements you want to display in this section? It depends on how many elements I have. If I have 10, I will display 10. If I have 7, I will display 7. If I have 20, I have to display 20. Third part, how to display this element. Okay, there is a method named cell at row, or cell for row at this one. So this is the third method. So if this one have how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if this one have 6, this method will return 6, because this return 6, this function will call it 6 times. Is it clear? If this one return 2 element, this function will call it 2 times. So on every time, what I will do this. Hey, I want you to do this. First of all, go to this table view, go to this cell, follow the data displayed inside the table view. Go to this cell, follow the data displayed in the table view. So to access to this cell from view controller, I cannot do it because a view controller is totally different from this cell. This cell is now connected with a different file. So to access to it, I have to give it identification. Name it cell animal. Okay, give it name, identification. So now I could access to it from the code. So I could go now to my code in the view controller and say, hey, view controller, first of all, I want you to access to a cell. I say, hey, let like cell animal will be part from TV cell animal, because this one TV cell animal, then equal to what? Table view dot dequeue. I need a table view to access to that animal, to that cell. I pass it the identification and I pass it the index path. Index path, that's some data that I already get it here, because this method get table view and get the cell, the index path also. So you just say, hey, table view, I want you to look for element inside you, name it this one, cell inside you, name it this cell name. I give it that name with that index path, so he will totally understand what you are meaning. He will bring that element for you. But because this one need to be changed to TVC animal, so cast it to TVC animal and make sure this case you added here. So now this object is totally able to be a cell object. So now if I say cell.set, if you remember, I have some method name is set animal. You remember we already built this method before in this class. This method, we send him the animal that we want to process it. So just do it in this way and bam, you're done. So now this one, what he expects from you, he expects from you to send him the animal. So how I could get animal? I have here list of animal. Okay, I need the animal. Which animal? Depend on whatever he want me. Index path dot row. Okay, then do return and for the cell animal. So this one should be in this way, not that way, this one. So what this mean? Okay, first of all, I say, hey, I have one section, that's totally fine. I have, for example, 6 elements in that section. Now when I say 6 elements in that section, as I told you, that means this method will be called 6 times. So every time he pass different index path. One time the index path will be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. Okay? So now when for first time, when the index row will be equal 0, what he will do? I say, hey, go to the table view, look for the cell with that name. He understand what I mean. He understand I mean this cell. Okay? I bring it to me because I give it that identification. I bring it to me, change it as an object in the code as an object to TVC controller. Now I want to call that event in that object because you know this object already have that event. I want to call it. After I call it, I just pass to it the animal, because the animal have a list. I have whatever he select. I have 0 for first, pass 0, then 1, pass 2, 1, 3, 4. Then by you end, when you follow that cell with the data, just display it in the table view. Return it to the table view, because this table view return expect to get a cell. And bam, you all set and you will be done. Now if I just try to run it to make sure is everything going according to what I expect, or if there is any error in the UI design. I'm sure there is no error in the code, but there's maybe some change we need to do in UI design. So let me make sure if everything going well or if there is any error. I don't know why they still show me this error about layout. They deprecated, but they still adding it in the UI. Don't worry about this error, they will remove it later on when they have stable release. So yes, waiting for some time that we see how it goes. So the process, you have just pattern, you have to learn it. Do this, do this, do this, do this, and that is, you don't have to think a lot about that or this problem. So wait for a second and see how the process for loading. Bam, I have these. See, list the animals, 3 of them. He just showed me as a list, and you could see white tiger and all these elements displayed. So did you see the process how it was? First, table view, add inside the cell, connect cell with the table view cell, create object as an animal, define the set element inside it, define whatever you have a delegate and data source, and define how many sections do you have, how many elements do you have, then pass the data for every element. You have to understand this part. Now wait a second, you said okay, I like your thinking by having all these in one, but I believe this animal cannot be in one section. I want to display them in two different sections, like color element and not color element. So you say okay, wait a second, this one have to define it to two things. So first of all, you say okay, let me define another array which name it animal type, and the animal type you define them to be two types, color and not color. You say okay, not color, and I have color also. So just define two type of element, color. So two section I have. Now because these define two element, color and not color, so you cannot have only list of animals. You have to define them to list of color animals, list of not color animals. Okay, which of them you define it as a color? Let me suppose the panda. So what the bird? You suppose the bird should be not color, because I believe the bird is not color. So sorry, bird. Okay, which one more is not color? If you just look here, this one, the dog, Bolly dog, was not color, so just pass it to the not color. What you have anymore is not color. Bird is not color. Zebra is not the color, so just zebra, not color. And which of them you suppose not color? No, all the other will be. Baboon is not color, I think. Yes, baboon is not color. Now I have, what about the color one? I have two of them, I think. Which one? Panda should be a color, and this one, white tiger, should be a color. So I'll make it white tiger in this way to give the right name. And so baboon or so the bird, give it this way name. Just give it right naming convention. So now what I did, I defined new array. I define color and not color, and I divide my element to color and not color. So in the section now, how many sections I have? I have two sections, color and not color. But now here I have to understand how many elements I have to return for every section. Okay, for the first section, I say, hey, if the section, which is this section, he sent it to me. If the section he sent it to me equal 0, that means he wants first section. I have to return for him what I have in the first section, which is 0, not color. So I should return this list for him. So he know how many elements I have to show. So to count. Else, that means if it is like the second section, what I want him to do, I want to return to him what? Return to him the list of color element dot count. Did you see now? Because I have more than one section, I have to define what I have to do in every section. So I have, hey, I want to display two sections in the table view. That's fine, but tell me what you will do for every section. Okay, for section 0, I want you to display number of the element in the color, not color. For section 1, I want to display the element for the color. That's good. Now also this one needs to be updated. And okay, you said this one will be followed, but you have to tell him like for every section what you want to do. Like you have to say, hey, for that section I want to do this, for that section I want to do this. Okay, you say this, say if the section or not section index path dot section equal 0, that means display, I want you to add in the cell, I want to display the list of not color. Is that right? Not color. Else I want you to display from the list of the color. So he will totally understand. I will tell you in a second what he will do. Okay, when I told him here, when I told him here draw, when I told him two section, that's mean I have two section. When I told him, for example, this in the not color I have 4 elements and in the color I have 2, so he will call for the first section, he will call this one 4 times. For the second section, he will call this one 2 times. So when he called 4 times, first pass this one, second, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2 is depend. Now wait a second, now I have everything ready, but I didn't do one thing. For the title of the table, for the title of the section. So a section now have to have a title. Is that right? Because we define how many sections you have, so we have to have a title. So I say title for section, title for heading section, like what you will do in the header section. You could also add to the footer also. This one should be returned because he expects you to get a string. Should return of section of animal type for the whatever he have in the section. Like you say, hey, whatever he have in the section. So if you give me section 0, display to me whatever you have in the section 0, which is not color. If you return me section 1, return me section 1 with that color. So now if you just run it and let's make sure everything work fine. If it is, we did a great job. If not, we did not did a great job. So say not color, he defined this animal, pum pum, and this is the color. I think I just did it in the wrong way. I give it the naming in the wrong way. So what the error here? Wait a second. We said, wait a second. What I did here, looking back here, well, who is the not color? Yes, Bob one is not color. Yes, this one is not color. Still this not color. The color one, he returned in the color and not color, return the same element. This is not right. This is for the color. I have to return only list of color. So list of color, not color. So for everyone, for the not color, I return not color. For the color, I will return the color. So he will show me every animal in his section, so I will not get trouble with that. So do you see how I define the sections now? Section for people want to see it in sections, so you could do that now. So yeah. So this is not colors. I have 4 of them. The color, I have 2 of them. See how I define them 2 sections? So this is all what you have to learn about these things. So here we done. Thank you for watching and see you next. Hey again. You may be wondering what you will do if someone select row, like if someone click on the row. You want to get the data for that row, you click on it. So how to do that? Okay, the process is really easy. Just define a new function, say did select row at, and hey, he will return to you the index path for that row. So you could do anything you want. So if you say, hey, if it is, so for example, say if the index path dot section 0, display whatever element you have in the not color anymore, which is not color list of not color animal for the index path dot row. Same thing, it's just same process. You don't do anything new. Else what you have to do, okay, I want you to display to me whatever you have in the list of color animal and index path dot row. Make sure you don't do a mistake with these things, like between color and not color, and don't pass different things. Don't in the section 0 pass them the color, so you will have index out of array because you expect to have like 4 elements while the array have only 2. So now if I just click, see, give you zoo animal. You could maybe didn't like to see it as a complete, say for example the name of the animal. Okay, make it easiest, not all the information, because now we're passing all the information. Now you just want to see only one thing, only the name of the animal that he selected. Maybe you want to process the name or whatever you want to do. That's up to you. So select this one. See, he told you this Barbie dog, because optional you have to add slash after it. Bird, zebra, all these elements, panda, whatever. So you know that because these optional, so they have to have this sign after them, so you could read the real value for them. So yes, this is basically how you would able to do something when someone select the cell. Maybe you want to do delete element, or it is up to you, as I told you. And yes, so this, for example, this one and this one, and yes, think about you want to delete that element. How you do that? Okay, I will tell the story. If I want to remove from this array, how I do remove? I say list view dot. Hopefully I have removed something. Add what? Add the index path row. Please remove that element for me. And bam, I think I'm done. If it is in this one, in the color, same thing. I say color or list of color. I say, hey, please dot remove at the index path if you just don't want to remove it. But after you remove it, you have to tell the TableView to reload the data. If you remember, I have the instance from TableView here, so you have to reload the data. You have to say, hey, TableView dot reload, so he will reload the new data after you delete it. Maybe you want to add, same thing, you want to add, that's up to you, but this is how to do the delete. So you could do the process for add, the same thing, exactly same thing. You just say add and bam, you're done. So here is it. See, he just removed it. When you click on it, he just take it over. Bam, 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 bam. So done. First section, second section doesn't have anything. So yes, here we done. Thank you for watching and see you next. Hey again. What I want to show in this video, I want to show you how to add element in the list. It's exactly same as a delete. You just update the array and that is. But because I don't have more resource for more animals in my code, so I would use it on the same one that I have. What I will do, when you click on the zebra, I will repeat zebra. When you click on the anyone, I will repeat that animal. So how to do that? Okay, here instead of delete that object, what I will do, I will add. I say, hey, list of node color dot append for me the one that he selected. How I get the one he selected? From list of color, okay, list of node color for the index path dot row. So whatever he selected, please add it. If he select animal, add it. If select whatever he select, just add it. Same thing I will do here for these things. I say, hey, list of color dot append, okay, and then in the append I will say list of color for index path dot row. And by the end, after I add the element, I just reload, so he will update the UI with the new element. So I want to show in this video how to add element in the table view. That delete, edit, same thing. You just edit the real data and you just reload. He will reload them. So click here. You have to repeat it. Why he doesn't repeat it? He said what he say, and real constraint. Yes, he added here. He repeated here because he will add it in the end. He will not insert in the specific place. He added in the end. So, but this one, if you just click, he just repeated the one. Click on this one, he just repeat this one. So anyone just try to. So this bird, click on it. Wait a second. Click on the bird. He just repeats the bird for you. Click on the dog. He just repeat the dog for you. Click the bird. He repeats the dog for you. Bam, 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 bam. So what I want to show you here, like whenever you have a data, you just go to the real data, update it, and call TableView reload. He will reload that data, and bam, you're done. So yes, this is what I want to show you in this section. So here we done. Thank you for watching, and see you next.